Hi guys, Train 077 here. So just a real quick update, which is part 2. I just want to show you what I've done so far. So I'm starting work on the walkboards, and there's a bit of gaps at the moment, but we'll be sorted out. That's like where all the handbells are going to go, and the bits for that. Still got the top bits here to do. Get them done, and that should settle that up. I should put all that in, and then it's just locking it all to it. At the moment it's just slide together. So, as I said, it was the hill which needs doing or finishing. I mean, some bits are a bit different colour, but that's just the paint. Some bits have been painted, so I haven't yet, or repainting. So I thought I'd show you it. I also redid the gear under here, so now, as you can see, there's bearings under there. The bearings were on top, and on the big centre disc, but unfortunately that had to come out because of some problems I had with it, so that had to come out. And then due to the gear, I had a small gear. There's the motor. There should be a big gear under there as well. And what happened is I put the small gear next to a smaller gear. But because of how close it was to the centre, it just was either very fast, which was too fast, or stop. It just didn't like it. It was like one or the other, and I was like, nah, I can't really do that. So I was like, okay. So I changed it and put a bigger gear back in the middle and a smaller one back on the outside. And then it gave me an idea for the waltzer, because that was the problem I had with waltzer. It would not turn. That was the reason it got taken down, because it had so many problems with it. The boards were just sticking all the time. They would go over the hills, but you could only run it by hand. And every time I tried to put a motor on it, the motors just would not pull it round, or they'd pull it round and the gearing would slip. But that was because it was all plastic gearing, not metal, like I've used here. This is Locano I've used for the gearing. And then some little bearings I had. They were for the waltzer cars. I've still got loads of them left, so as I said, I might try and do the waltzer before my little boy gets here. I mean, I've still a couple of weeks yet, or a month, 2 months, but or 8 weeks. So trying to get this done. We'll try and get the other one done, and then when he's old enough, then he can have them. And hopefully I'll build some more, but he is going to take quite a bit of my time. But I'm going to try and do this as well as looking after him and making sure he's okay. If I can, that is. If I can. I've never really had kids. Did have a little boy, but he passed away, unfortunately. So hopefully, so far baby number 2 is fine. So we're just hoping that everything will go well now. Fingers crossed. So in the meantime, I'm just out here doing all this. As we never go ready for him when he arrives in November. So looking forward to that. So anyway, I thought I'd just show you. Sorry about my shadow. I'm about to take the other lights off at the moment. Plug sockets. But yeah, that's what I've done so far. And as I said, it's just trying to get all these bits done now. And then the boards, and then connect them all. And then that should be enough it. It will need painting, but I don't know whether I should get it done. Leave the painting for now, like I've done with some of the supports to hold the centre. Yeah, it's not correct. It's not 100%. It's not perfect, but it's a learning curve for me, especially building this scale. I mean, yeah, it is a big scale I'm building, but it's a scale I decided to build in, so that's what I'm going with. I couldn't really tell you what kind of scale this is at the moment. I'm looking into it, but anyway, so thank you very much for watching. If you've got any ideas or comments, just leave them down below. If you want, give it a like, it's not a problem. And also, before I go, I will show you this running. So this is what we've done, this is what I've done so far. And also, the cars, as you can see, are on springs. But then that's where, as you can see, in the last video, is there's a pin actually under there somewhere, holding it. And if that goes, it will drop. The thing will give out. So it's another thing I need to work on. So if you've got any ideas for that, that'd be perfect. Anyway, I'm gonna go now, and I will show you this running. Sorry about the noise, but this is what I want about the sound of the model. But there you go. Show you it running so far. And there you go. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to subscribe, it's not a problem. And I will see you next time. Train W7 out.